Okay.
There's
So
no
that's the
time.
exclusive.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, sorry, dear.
Hi guys.
Yeah, you're talking when we're. Yeah.
How's it going?
Great, how are you doing?
Yeah, really good. Hello.
Okay, now.
Now I'm the
It's sort of like stop motion, right?
Hey, what you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it
We're
going?
gonna give some interview.
Yeah, you table 3.
Diet Coke is sponsoring the
You got Diet Coke. That's you know.
You guys in the middle of an interview? Nice. You drinking water?
Yeah, we're really kind of busy.
You didn't get the right sponsorship.
No.
Mine's water.
Great panel, guys, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had a fun time.
Yeah.
These guys are great.
So talk about the dynamic of this is not the normal.
Yeah, I'm Zeb Wells, a co-creator, actor, writer of the show.
Breckin Meyer.
Oh yeah, we got to get your voices because the transcribers will be
Yes.
completely confused.
Right.
So why don't we talk? Let's lay down the basic question. I'm talking about how you guys work together and essentially. How do you think in these terms? I don't know. I can't think in normal terms. So stop motion. I mean, those terms are just beyond my comprehension.
Yeah, I guess we try to, when we're writing it, we try to write things that would look good as stop motion, things that we think would be fun in that medium. And then it's about bringing in voice actors that can imbue their voices with a lot of character, because it is a completely different type of acting than on-camera acting. Not everyone that's good on camera is good as a voiceover actor. And we know that Breckin. Don't point to me after that.
I know he looks like a stop motion figure.
Because Breckin has worked with us on Robot Chicken, we know that he can do it, and we also like to cast funny people who can take the script and actually make it funnier, not just do the lines, but can get ahead of steam and kind of improv to do something.
And on the heels of that, what did you learn from Robot Chicken that you've been applying?
You know, I mean, Zeb's the writer, creator, director, everything with this. He's the Orson Welles of this thing. But I will say, Zeb and I have worked on Robot Chicken together as writers, and I've gone on to other things where I've tried to get Zeb to come over and do it. Zeb is by far my favorite of the Robot Chicken writers. As a performer, he's my favorite to say his words, and being in the room with someone as a writer, he's my favorite writer to also write with. So this was a no-brainer. Like, I honestly, I give Zeb a lot of shit because I'm not really in the first season. I think I do a couple of parts in the first season, maybe one.
Yeah.
But I'm not a regular in the first season, which pissed me off to no end. Because but honestly, and no bullshit, like, the reason I'm such a fan, the reason I wanted to be on the show so much is because I love Zeb. Zeb is so funny. And the phrasing he has on his stuff, I quote Zeb probably daily. So I was very, very excited to honestly do anything on it. So.
In the panel, I think it was mentioned that you're going to be playing a sidekick for Black Saturn. Is there anything that you can say about that character or the dynamic between the two?
Well, he's sort of tertiary to the superhero world, but because he has a relationship with a character that will join the team, he sort of gets to hang out in the mansion with everybody, and then he's a little bit of a douche, and then Black Saturn's a pretty big douche, and so they sort of come together and seem that they have a lot in common, and before you know it, he's Black Saturn's sidekick, wearing some pretty disgusting tights and with a ridiculous name.
And it's fun also to do this thing, which is, I mean, Robot Chicken is quick, you know, our sketches are quick, and then we have the channel flips, which are even quicker. To do something long form like this is really fun. Like when we get in the booth at Robot Chicken, it's quick, and with Zeb and doing SuperMansion, it's like you get time with these characters. You get to actually take them somewhere, which is pretty fun. I mean, as an actor, it's fun to do. I'm sure as a writer, it's fun to take them. It's not just one and done.
Yeah.
What is it about?
Hey, man, great addition.
Yeah. And then I paused and came back.
Did you quote him on that? You quote
You guys remember what said
Twice. Oh, did everyone not get that?
I'm going to leave that quote.
That's a callback.
And Zeb said
Yep. And he said
Every question with that.
Yeah.
Pause.
And I realized that I just agreed with you, and I was like, do I want to repeat everything you just said, or should I maybe just shut up and go to the day go on?
What is it about stop motion that keeps coming back to that particular style or genre of
Animation.
television or animation.
Yeah, I think there's something fun about knowing that what you're seeing actually exists in real life, and it's also working at Stupid Buddy Studios with these artists who make this stuff. When you make a show like this, it's just a bunch of super talented artists showing you cool shit all day. Like constantly, you come in, they're like, "Hey, I made this. Hey, I made that," and so seeing them make these characters from scratch and then seeing an animator take something that you know is just a doll and making it move around. For some reason, the magic never wears off.
And I know because Kubo and the Two Strings took them forever to do, and that studio isn't doing very well, but they do it. They do their specific type of movies because they love to do it.
Yeah.
Even if the movies don't hit the mark that they need to. And I know from experience of making amateurs and making stop motion puppets, it's a very laborious process. How do you keep the humor and tone of Robot Chicken and this new show
With everyone going
up to
crazy.
date with it being such a slow animation process?
Yeah, I think that the actors have a lot to do with that because the animators are our second actors and they get inspired by the actors' voices. So you'll always hear them listening to a take and seeing what the actor did with their voice and their inflection and thinking, oh, what's the fun human stuff I can add to the puppet to do that. I think that keeps them having fun. And that's why, like I said, a good voice actor is so important because they're also directing the animator. I don't know if you've seen any of Breckin stuff as Boba Fett in the Star Wars specials. You know, the animators would always go crazy with his stuff because there's just so much personality to it.
So
And they also add so much to it. There are things as an actor, I'll watch the episodes. I promise.
No, it's totally fine. You're good. You're good.
I don't know much about the stop motion stuff other than what I've done with Robot Chicken, but there are times I'll watch the show, watch an episode of Robot Chicken, and the animators threw something in, like almost like a silent film star type thing, that is the button on the scene, or is the great tag to a joke, and you're like, oh, that made it even better. Like, I was seeing with Jason Voorhees at one point, I think he just turned to the camera, which wasn't in the original script, and I was just like, oh, they added that. That's so great. There's just a moment they add, and it really is like two different sets of actors going on, and they work well together.
Yeah, when you see and all the different departments work that hard, and when you see it all come together at the end as a finished product, that thrill never really goes away.
I cut you off.
Awesome. Can you guys just talk a little bit about working with Crackle and why you may have chose to work with them or what that affords you to do?
Yeah, Crackle is great creatively because
Just leave it there. That'd be great.
yeah,
It's great.
yeah. Because their audience is our audience, and they pretty much let us do what we want to do. They have notes, but they're always very deferential. They say, "You guys have 9 seasons of Robot Chicken behind you. You guys know what you're doing. Take these notes or don't take them." And they've just been great creative partners. And we initially pitched it as an 11-minute show, and they wanted it to be 22 minutes, and they really believed in it, and that allowed us to do so much more character-wise. So it was the thing that attracted us to them the most was their level of excitement, and we were so excited about it. We wanted to work with somebody who also loved it as much as we did.
As super.
Fight!
Okay. Just real quick.
better
As
get me
a
for
writer
the
on
number.
both Robot Chicken and this, how do you feel the differences between the writing? Was it more strict than it was on Robot Chicken? A little more freeform, a little more focusing on improv, or is it pretty much the same between the two?
No, it's a lot harder because Robot Chicken, and Breckin writes a lot on Robot Chicken as well, but you can start writing a sketch, realize it's the dumbest idea in the world, and then you just stop it. And so that now it's a 2-second sketch, and we do 2-second sketches all the time, or 10 seconds or 15 seconds. The jokes have to make sense in a larger context. They can't just be random. They have to be based in character, and the character has to be able to sustain 100 episodes if everything goes great, So it's definitely a lot harder. Where Robot Chicken is a lot more freeform. It's just like, oh, what's this goofy idea I have? I'll start writing. Maybe it's a longer idea. Maybe maybe it's a shorter idea, maybe it's a really dumb idea, but there's a few good bits of dialogue in it. Breckin Meyer, that's
No, I think it's
pretty much
definitely-
what you do.
Yeah, no, but like what he does with, I mean, again, long form, long form is so much tougher because you got feelings involved, you got motivation for characters, and you got to deal with it in the next episode. Robot Chicken's just standalone. It's just literally, there are times in the room where I'll just go, give me a word, because I'm fucking blank. Give me a word, and someone will be like, jam, like, great, peanut butter ribs jam, cool, next one, it's that quick.
And on the heels of
Speaking of Trump, no, I'm kidding.
yeah, give him a word, Trump.
No, go ahead.
And on the heels of that, are superheroes the gift that keeps on giving for any parodist or comic sketch writer or actor? I mean, you know, just think about the possibilities. It's just endless about what you can steal and riff on. And
Yeah, you can take stuff, you can riff on things, and then on top of that, I think the funniest characters are ones that are super confident and big personalities. And a superhero universe, it's just overly confident people with big personalities. So,
and that lends itself to you as an actor.
Absolutely. And no, and also, I mean, just I don't know. I'm not a huge comic book reader, but it's so deep. I mean, like especially when you're doing a parody of it. There was when we were at DC doing the DC special. There was some things we'd go into it. We'd look in the back in the library of the DC characters they had. There was one like, isn't there it's like a cocaine wizard?
Yeah.
Literally, and I mean literally.
yeah, there was
there's,
crazy
you know,
stuff.
Like something like, you know, literally like white man is literally a cocaine addict or whatever. There's all these kids. There was some weird,
Like a talking dinner plate.
yeah. I mean, they
it's
just
just all this.
crazy.
They've been around for so long. Every idea has been done.
Yeah. So it's a
And-
deep well to go to when you're looking to parody stuff, which is great. As an actor, it is. I mean, honestly, we were recording the other day, just doing pickups, and I said to Zeb, I was like, do I need a voice reference with the character? And he was like, no, it's my voice. It's the obnoxious,
Just
cocky
be-
voice
yeah,
I do
just be
that
yourself.
works. And it's,
It'll
you
be
know,
fine.
it's the same thing as Boba Fett or whatever. Superman.
And you find also the well of stop motion shows are also offer you an incredible set of resources to riff off of or think
Yeah,
about.
and that's mostly with
Thunderbird,
the
whatever.
expertise that has been developed by our staff that has worked on those shows. And yeah, I think stop motion as a whole, everybody's constantly learning and sort of building to the knowledge base that we have. And so every stop motion project's connected in some way.
And I love the way SuperMansion looks. You know, again, like stop motion, like Robot Chicken looks that way for a specific reason. It's supposed to look like you're playing with your action figures. I prefer the slicker version of SuperMansion stuff, which I know doesn't apply. It doesn't lend itself to Robot Chicken, but just visually, I like it. Like I like that this is kind of a new current version of stop motion. You know what I mean? It's a little more polished.
And it lets our artists sort of spread their wings a little bit and try to make something more refined.
With the Christmas special coming up, what are you most excited for fans to see from that, and what do you think your characters would want for Christmas?
Well, we'll get to see what everyone wants for Christmas. I wouldn't want to spoil that. But I'm excited. That Jim Parsons plays an impish sort of character that grants Christmas wishes. So I'm excited for people to see that. And then I think Santa Claus's journey in this episode is really fun because Santa Claus is wished into existence and is sort of discovering as he goes, like, wait a minute, I'm delivering 1 billion presents. How does that work? And how do I get through that chimney? And then suddenly he's sucked through the chimney. And then that one house only has a gas line, so he gets sucked through the gas line. And watching him slowly go insane as he realizes what a monumental task he has is really fun.
Now, in light of this being in Christmas, are you looking forward to your own action figures? Well, you're not going to get one, but you might have
I
that.
really hope I do.
I hope
at
we get
some
action
point.
figures.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you got to get it. You know, they've got to make one of you.
Yeah, well, the kids would
Well,
go crazy.
you do Jewbot, right?
I do Jewbot, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm hoping we'll get to make action figures at some time. I mean, we do a lot of 3D printing, so we have digital files of all the characters, so it would be fairly easy for us. If the interest is there, we'd be able to do it.
So because stop motion does take a lot of time, do you feel like that you have to, you know, write quickly if there's something current you want to parody, or?
Yeah, you've got to be very sure that that's still going to be a thing in 8 months or something. And
Yeah.
sometimes it is. Sometimes things stick around for a long time, and then sometimes they leave, you know. I'm glad I didn't write a joke about the blue dress or the,
Right.
you know. It's like,
Wait, Wait, which one do you mean?
The gold,
Not the
was it
monocle.
blue gold
Not,
dress.
oh,
Because that one's evergreen.
Yeah, that's evergreen. So like, is it gold or is it
Right.
white or
Yeah.
whatever that was?
All right, let's get a quick picture of the two of you together in